I recently got Ocarina of Time 3D for the Nintendo 3DS, and I felt so many memories of playing the original Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64 coming back to me. I have played the original version a lot of times, and it's one of my favorite Zelda games. But surprisingly, I enjoyed battling all of the bosses from Queen Goma to Ganon. So I thought, why not make a video talking about my top 5 bosses in Ocarina of Time. For those of you who don't know, this masterpiece was released in the year of 1998, and it seems to have made its way into the top 5 best games for a lot of people. So, once again guys, my name is Fierce Steady Mahesh, and without any further ado, let's get into the video itself, shall we? Number 5. After Link completes the first 3 temples as young Link, and then picks up the Master Sword to become Adult Link after 7 years, the first temple Adult Link takes on is the Forest Temple. The boss of this temple is a variation of Ganondorf known as Phantom Ganon. Phantom Ganon takes a number 5 spot as the way the battle takes place is very interesting. Phantom Ganon mounts his horse and merges into paintings framed across the room. And after a few seconds he comes out of the paintings to attack Link. And also, seeing a variation of Ganondorf in the form of a ghost was both eerie and cool at the same time. You also get an experience of Zelda tennis for the first time, where light balls are exchanged between Link and Ganon. And the speed of the light balls increases by the number of hits, which adds to the heat of the battle. Overall, Phantom Ganon is a very fascinating boss. Number 4. Number 4 on the list is a pretty cool looking boss in my opinion. I am talking about none other than the Majestic Vega. This humongous, evil, fire-breathing dragon is absolutely badass. And the battle is pretty much a game of whack-a-mole, which kind of contradicts the fierce vibe it exudes. And there's also a fan fiction which states that Link met Volvega when it was a baby dragon. Later it wreaks havoc in Death Mountain. Thus, Link is forced to annihilate it. That's a pretty emotional theory, not gonna lie. And even the boss room is incredibly hot, burning with fire. Overall, I think this boss is one of the most majestic looking bosses I have seen in Ocarina of Time. Number 3. Number 3 on the list is a very peculiar boss. He is the ginormous boss of the Shadow Temple, Bongo Bongo. You battle him on a huge drum which he plays. The drum is surrounded by muck which can hurt Link. And even the boss hides in the shadows and is an eerie boss having huge arms which can slam Link directly into the muck. And even the boss room is an incredibly dark room. Link has to shoot his palms with his arrows first, and then he has to equip the lens of truth to behold his true form. That alone just proves how eerie he is. He is the only boss who has a very stealthy vibe and has a very dark atmosphere circumambulating him. He is a boss who stands out from the rest of the bosses and is an interesting one to battle, to say the least. Number 2. Normally, a boss is an individual creature whose main aim is to kill Link. Number 2 on the list is a pair of old hags who are sisters, known as Twin Rover. So one hag possesses the power of fire and another possesses the power of ice. The goal of the first half of the battle is to shoot one element against the other sister, as fire is weak against ice and ice is weak against fire. Pretty screwed up, huh? Soon they fuse into one to form into a young lady who is triple the size of Link. Link has to now shoot the element shot at him back at her. Overall, the concept of battling two bosses and then a huge lady is just pretty fascinating. After the boss fight, you finally meet the Gerudo who found Link as a love interest, Nabooru. Also, the story of how a Gerudo was brainwashed to forget about her love interest is quite emotional. Nobody can forget about the random wink the second form of Twin Rover gives Link to do nothing much than just scare him. Number 1. At number 1, we are one of the final bosses within the game. Soon after you finish the trials of the various temples in Ganon's castle, you battle Ganondorf. The battle is an amazing one mainly because you are trying to save Princess Zelda, who is in Ganondorf's clutches. The whole battle is a harder battle of tennis than was fought in the forest temple with Phantom Ganon. And Ganondorf also shoots humongous light balls at Link, which can be quite intimidating, not gonna lie. Also, having the game's biggest antagonist fight face to face against you is really cool. And even Ganondorf's battle cries are really cool with his masculine voice. And after the battle, Ganondorf's body destroys, which leads to the final battle of the entire game. And overall, it is a really interesting battle. And by that, we reach the end of this episode, guys. So thank you so much for watching this top 5, and feel free to comment your top 5 bosses from Ocarina of Time or any game of your choice down in the comment section, as it's much appreciated. Be sure to punch that like button and subscribe to me if you already haven't for more Nintendo related content, and stay classy and peace out.